Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome to your favorite podcast, Dating Dogs and Dumb Fucks, the world's only podcast that covers all three of those topics. I'm your hostess with the mostest, Mop Boss Anastasia, and I have the wonderful and talented.
Hey guys, this is your boy Zeddicus, the Dog Prodigy King. How's everyone doing? How are you?
I am good, ready to rock and roll.
All right, all right. So I just want to kind of connect a little bit of the last episode, like what I was talking about, because a lot of people were kind of shocked, like how descriptive I was, how I didn't want to sound like I'm, whining and, blah, blah, blah. And I just wanted to tell you guys what I went through, right, from a guy's perspective, and also explain like what women do exactly to guys that affects us guys. So at the end of the day, we're not made out of steel. We have feelings too. So I had to explain those things. And some people were like, "Oh my God, you kind of went." It's like, well, it's my podcast. I mentioned more things than I should have. But the reason I kind of brought up my qualities, like you guys always say, what you bring to the table, what you bring to the table. I just want to say what I brought to the table, and it didn't matter, did it? Did it matter at all?
Well, yeah, of course it matters.
Yeah, I don't know.
Of course it does. You're talking about, what you bring to the table. You were very raw and unedited and very telling in the last episode. Some people may have liked it. Some people may have thought, whoa, now that's too much.
Yep,
But
exactly.
like he said, it is our podcast and we felt that this would be very useful and
Well, see, the thing
just
is,
went with it.
a lot of people on a stage just say, well, you kind of, don't stand for the guys. You keep talking bad about men. And like, what about, their side? They've done things too. So I was like, you're right. No, and this is close to home. I'm going to mention some stuff that happened to me in relationships and how it affected me. And, in a way, believe it or not, it gave me PTSD. I know what PTSD stands for now, and how it feels like. Whenever someone has PTSD, it's not like they don't want to think about that. It's like PTSD is not done with them. A lot of
Hmm.
time people it's like, well,
Yeah.
what's the big deal? Just, forget about it. Live in the moment, live in the now. And those poor soldiers, for example, they don't know is that they have high suicide rate. It's not like they don't want to move on. They just cannot shake it off. So after my really messy breakup from my ex and my kids not talking to me, I now know what PTSD stands for.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, how it
totally.
feels.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's not fun. All right, so let me ask you this, Anastasia. So, do you think in general in a relationship, women are in charge or men?
It depends.
No, no, in general. I mean, think about all your friends and relatives, neighbors, everyone you know in your life. It's
Most
the men, women.
Well, in my culture, it's the women.
No, no, almost any culture.
Mostly women. Yeah.
Exactly.
It
Yeah.
it doesn't work when the man is in charge. And let me tell you what.
Happy wife, happy life, happy wife, huh?
Wife, happy life. Too bad
Yeah.
my ex-husband never knew about that.
Really? Yeah.
No. So if let's say that you have a couple, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the woman is not too bright,
Right.
and the man is smart. In that sense, yeah, he should make the decisions and be in charge. But most of the time, it's the woman is in charge, but most women will still ask the man. There'll be certain things she'll be in charge of, there'll be certain things
But
he's in
when
charge
push
of.
come to shove, it's the woman.
Yeah, because if he's gonna do something she doesn't like, she'll make his life miserable.
Exactly. Now, why is that? Why you guys are like a dragon?
Because you need to do things to make us happy. Yeah.
So,
If I'm not happy, you're not gonna be
do
happy.
you
That's our
think that's one of the
philosophy.
reason people, men, maybe don't want to get married? Is that one factor, maybe?
You know what really resonated with me is what you said, I think in the last podcast or at some point you had said, we're not scared to get married, we're scared to get divorced.
Yeah, we
People,
don't. Yeah, we're
pe-
terrified of divorce.
exactly. People want to protect their assets.
Yeah, yeah. And I'll talk about this, guys. So, because there was another relationship I was in, and it lasted about a year. We're gonna call her Sophie, okay? Sophie and Sammy would be the daughter, and you'll notice why I'm mentioning this because, it was a long term relationship. It lasted almost a year, and you'll see based on my trigger points, what happened exactly. And there was a lot of red flags, and I was the dumb fuck right here. I was the dumb fuck. Why, I knew these things, guys, but I thought she would change, and
Mm-hmm.
people usually don't change. I've noticed people, you just give them time and they will show their true color.
Exactly.
Everyone, they cannot and will not change. It's really hard.
The reason why he says he was the dumb fuck, I'll interpret it for you ladies right off the bat, is because he saw the red flags and he chose to proceed.
Yeah.
He and I, as you know, Zeddicus and I are good friends. He told me about her, and I said the best thing you could do is to stay away from this woman.
Yeah, so I'll tell you guys, and this makes it's a good learning lesson for all you guys, because your first feeling about someone, guys, is rarely wrong, right? That's your sixth sense. You women are better than us with your sixth sense. That's your, whatever you call it, whether it's God, whether it's your guardian angel. The first feel you get about someone, it's usually right. And the first feel about Sophie that I got when I met her is like, you come across like gold digger. And she's like, no, no, why you say that? No, not at all. It's like, okay, like, no, I could have married someone really rich. So this person already got married twice. So she has three kids by different dudes, three kids, but two failed marriages. So when I met her, she's like, I just want to meet a guy that, for my 15-year-old, that she believes in men again and fatherhood. I'm like, oh my God, like here we go again. But because I'm a father myself, I was like, you know what? Let's go with it, see what happens. And attractive woman. She's 5'9", but for some reason she looks really tall, taller than 5'9". Like I would joke, like I think you're the same height as I am, and then when we would get close, I know it's like, no, she's actually 5'9". She would get, shorter, hardcore vapor. She used to be a smoker, then went to vaping. It's one of those vaping that it wasn't just a vape. Her vape was like a mini bong, really strong, really, really. And it's sad because she was a health conscious person overall, but a strong hardcore vapor. So this is what happened. Let me tell you why I went to that topic about who's in charge. So we were walking one night. It was late at night, and we were by this store, and there was a really nice dress there. And she saw the dress, like, wow, that's such a nice dress, and I would love to wear that for my son's wedding. So mind you, guys, we've been in a relationship almost 6 months, right? And I said, oh, okay. So once your son gets married, that's like he's handing his balls to the woman, and it will be in her purse. It will be in her purse. She can do whatever she wants with it. What would you say to that if someone said that to you?
Oh, I don't think that's true.
No.
No.
So she looked at me. She's like, "Is that what you believe in?" I said, "Yeah. I mean, most of the time women are in charge. Like, yeah, that's it. Like they call the shots." Oh my God. So we got in like an argument, and this is in my area. So we were walking home because it wasn't that far. We just went for a walk. It wasn't that far from where I live. So she's sitting on my couch, and again, guys, this 6 months, we're dating 6 months, and she's like, "Well, what are we? What are we? Where is this going?" And I said, "Sophie, it's going where it's going. I mean, I'm going with the flow. You're getting to know me. I'm going to know you. And then all of a sudden, she's like, "Buy me a house. Buy me a house." I was like, "What? Buy me a house?" It's like, "What do you mean? Like, buy me a house? Buy me a house?" I said, "Listen to how you talk. Buy me a house. Me. Not us a house." Well, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Remember, guys, the first feeling that you get about someone is the right one. And I said, I haven't even bought myself a house. Why would I buy you a house? So she just showed that side of her. Like, wow, she's all about the money. It's not. And then she kind of backpedaled. What do you say about that? And I bought her a house. I bought her a house.
Yeah, but she wasn't happy with the house you bought her.
Why not?
Because it was a $20 put together house from Amazon. But she needs to be specific.
Yeah, I did. I did do that, guys.
Yeah, I told him to do that.
Yeah.
You
I
know?
told her the story, and she said, you know what you should do is do this. And I said, wow, that will make her really match it. It's okay. It's a good joke. It's like, you know what? I'll do that. Why not? Why not? And she texted me, and like, what is this stupid ass? She was mad. She was mad. Like, it's in the garbage, your house. It was a nice, gesture. But see, this is how
Yeah.
you women are.
Never happy.
You're never, never, ever happy. So what I'm saying, guys, is a lot of times. So that was one warning sign, right? That was one warning sign. The other challenge in a relationship was her daughter. Her daughter was 15-year-old, very, very immature. I'm a father myself. 15, who looks 18. She wouldn't go to school. She's smoking weed, skipping school, very disrespectful to her mom. Like she would say, Sammy, can you pick up this plate? And she would go, can you pick up this plate? And I would just look at her. I was like, man, you let her talk to you like that? And she was like, I don't know. I get so
I would be so
I
embarrassed.
would, man, my dad would toss me off the
Well,
balcony if I
yeah,
talked.
me too, but I would be so embarrassed if I have a boyfriend, my boyfriend is there, and my kids talk to me like that. Like, if I were at my boyfriend's house and his kids talk to him like that, I'd be like, man, this guy's kids do not respect
She
him.
was so bad, man. She was really bad, guys. Like she would try to wake her up in the morning. She's like, stop, get out of my room, get out of my room. She's hit with truancy. Like basically, guys, what happened is Sophie was making a mini me of herself, and Sammy was that living that life. Now, don't get me wrong, Sophie was really good esthetician. She worked for a salon, which we'll get to that, like what happened exactly, what made us break up. Like I've had enough of it. She thought I'm dumb, guys. I saw through her. I saw the game she was playing with me. And the reason I'm saying this, guys, is you women think that we're stupid. We're not stupid. We want to be nice. We love you, and if we love and care for you, we put up through a lot. And this is what I'm saying is when you say happy life, happy wife, women are in charge, it's because we do that out of love. We know how to talk back. We know how to take a stand. But usually women are more dramatic. They say the best relationships are psychology says this when the women is more dramatic and the guy is chill.
Well, yeah, yeah, women are more dramatic because we're more emotional. And that
Well,
actually,
no, not always. No, no,
it's not good when the guy's dramatic. It's
no, no.
weird.
But you walk all over us, and the guy usually is like, they bite their tongue, they don't
Well,
say
there's a lot
nothing.
of stuff that we put up with too for
No,
men.
no, I know, but in general, usually, but the poor guy gotta bite his tongue.
Yeah,
Like every woman, I tell them that they're the boss, but they never believe me.
yeah. Yeah, you'll find that, yeah, the boss of stupid stuff. You know, when a guy says you're the boss, it's a joke. He doesn't need to say it. He has to show you you're the boss. And really, you can be the boss. You can choose the restaurant. You can
Hmm.
choose this, which means they don't have to do the work of picking the restaurant or planning the vacation. You're the boss. It's actually a cop out for a lot of guys. But when it comes to important stuff, like the man will be like, I'm making the decisions,
I know. So I'll give you guys, condensed version of this. Okay, I'm not gonna bore you with my whole 1 year relationship, but these are the thing I did for Sophie and her daughter. Okay, I was their errand boy, and it's not like they ordered me. I did it, but it caught on. Like, pick me up. Can you drop me off? Can I borrow your car? Can you take my car for fix the tire? Can you take Sammy to school? Can you pick her up? Can you get her to the kickboxing? Can you get her the sandwich? Can you get her the chips? Can you go to court with me over Sammy's case? Can you go to court? This is not even my kid, guys. This is not even my daughter. Can you take her to the school? Can you do that? And then it's so bad. Like I'm cleaning after her at home. I'm cleaning after the cat. Even cat, the litter box, the bed. Can you make me coffee? Can you make me egg? Can you peel the eggs? Can you do the some vacuuming before you lock up? I was, guys, the errand boy, the slave. Think about that.
And also, I want to point out that you listeners are probably thinking, well, where's the father? Father's
Exactly.
2 miles away.
Literally 2 miles away, guys. Yeah. The father one time, and the father tried, guys. The father tried to be in the guy in Sammy's life, but she didn't want it. She was talking shit about him all the time, and then he would bring her gifts, holidays and for her birthday, and get her things from Uber Eat. And one time, I never forgot this. So Sophie has Sammy's program on her phone, My World, My Life, My World, like wow, my life, my world. And one time I remember Sammy got some kind of dessert, her dad got it. And then Sophie asked, like, hey, can I have a bite? And she's like playing dumb. Like, can I get a bite? Can I have a bite? And again, she's playing dumb. And I looked at her, I was like, look, you put her as your world. Your daughter's not even giving a bite of her dessert. And then she's like, come on, Sammy, come on. Sharing is caring. I love the dessert. Can I have a little bit? And she said, nope, nope, nope. So this is what I mean by like, okay, do you really think your kids will be there for you? And I know you may say, oh, it's unconditional love, it's okay, but it's the little things that tells you a lot about someone. This girl hated me. Her daughter hated me. She would not say hi to me. She would, I took her to, I invited her for her birthday. I got her a gift, because I'm a father, like, okay, when you date someone, you date their kids too. What do you say about that? Like, you got to know, like, when you date someone with young ones, these are the challenges you'll face.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And I personally, when I was dating more, I tried not to date a guy with small kids. Number one, my kids, even when I first was separated, my kids were already finishing up high school. I did not want to date someone with small kids because you'll always be number 10. And that's something I didn't want to deal
But
with.
see, the thing is, because I'm a father, I got it.
Mhm.
I get it.
Yeah.
Like, okay, these are the challenges. This girl went overboard, not going to school, smoking weed. Her friend got caught shoplifting, did some time in juvie. It was really bad. There's a saying, show me your friends and I can predict your
Yeah,
future.
exactly. But it comes from a poor parenting.
I know. See, one time I remember Sophie was talking about her boyfriend. Remember, she's 15, guys. She's 15. And all of a sudden, her mom's like, why do you have a boyfriend? What does he do to you? What does he do for you? What
Do
does he
for
do
you.
for you?
I know.
And it's like, I just kept looking like, what does he do for you? Why does he, why is he, what does he do for you? So one time we were arguing, I said, what does that mean, Sophie? This girl is 15. The boyfriend is also 14, 15. What can a 15-year-old do for your daughter? He doesn't drive, he doesn't work. That means, use his allowance to buy whatever you want from him. Use him however you can. Like, I paid for everything, guys, for all dinners, all lunches. I got her a bunch of perfumes. I took her to massage places. I paid $600 for fillers, on her lips. So it's not like I didn't want to spend. I spent, and she was so stingy. It's just like amazing to me. Like one time we were getting a croissant at a cafe place, and I asked her, like, can you get that? And she's like, oh my God, I never met a guy like that. Like, what kind of man are you? Over $15 croissant.
Even less than
Yeah.
$15. I mean, it. In my opinion, it shouldn't even matter. Anything less than $20, it doesn't matter. Like,
I
it's
never asked her
ridiculous.
to pay for something more than that. And I knew she was like this. She would say that like this. No, babe, no, no. You don't buy me jewelry. You don't buy me necklaces. You don't buy me. This the least you can do is buy me lunches, dinners, and all that. So you'll see where I'm going with this, that I've had enough of it. Like, enough was enough. Like, so how Sophie was as like, don't criticize me at all. I don't care. I don't care what you feel like. The relationship is all like my way or the highway. She never said it like that, but the way she was acting, like, don't criticize her at all without anything. No constructive criticism at all. Because I would ask, like, do you think this is fair? Do you think this is fair that you're doing this? Like, she was an esthetician. I never got a facial from her. Never. She
That's
knows that.
ridiculous.
Yeah,
That's
never.
ridiculous. We
Yeah.
talked about this in our
Yeah, yeah,
podcast. Where
exactly.
like you shouldn't even have to ask.
No, no, I didn't. And I dated another esthetician. She would give me facials. She would look at my face and she would kiss me as she would give me facials. She was really nice. And the hard thing is, she knows like I don't like hair. I get waxed, my arms and my back. And she knew how to do that. Not once. I even bought the wax. Not once she did it. She just kept the wax. Never, never. She would always give facial to her friend's daughter, not me.
Yeah.
So here's the other thing, guys. She was totally a taker. There's takers in life, guys, and they're givers, right? It's all about them. She was also pillow princess. Look that up, guys. Pillow princess. So I remember first time when we had sex, she's like, I don't go down. No, I'm not gonna go down. And I was laughing. It's like, well, I I don't know. Like every time I had sex, why not? Like, it's clean. Everything looks good there. Why not? It's like I don't go down. I don't do it. I don't. I just get straight. They get straight to the point. Guys ate me out and they got hard and we fucked. And I was laughing. It's like, well, I always got hit, always. So I don't know. You met your match. I guess sex not gonna happen. And then she's like, come on, come on. It's like like you never had a guy like to say that to you. She said, no, no. Every guy, like. So then she of course did it eventually, but she was keep on saying it like I never done like well you met your match. You met your match. Like okay, yeah, this thing is not gonna suck itself, right? See, the thing is, guys, when you're out in a real world and you're dating, a lot of people give you advice. Really ask yourself who gives you advice. So if someone is a fat ass, they cannot give you advice on how to be skinny, right? If someone is single and they're struggling themselves, they cannot give you dating advice. They can't land someone to save their soul, their life. They're really struggling themselves. If someone, so ask yourself, is my friend happily married? If she's or he's happily married, they don't know shit about dating because they're happily married.
Exactly.
They don't
Married
know.
people are not in touch. Even someone that has only been married for maybe 10 years,
Yeah.
the dating landscape has completely shifted. Like I say, it changes.
It got worse.
Well, I don't want to keep
Way
saying that it
worse.
gets worse.
No, no, it
but
got worse, more
it gets
challenging.
worse every second.
Yep.
Every day it gets worse.
Yeah, it gets really worse, guys. It's more challenging if you don't want to hear words. So I told her, I was like, Sophie, look around. Because she would say, like, oh, my friend at work was dating this guy, then all of a sudden he ghosted her. I was, talking to this other friend of mine. They were dating, and this guy, all he does is just fucks her, then leaves, doesn't go hang out with her, doesn't go places, doesn't go to the movies, doesn't hang out in restaurant, doesn't take her places, just fucks and leaves. That's it, like, oh, I gotta go. It's like, look around, like, it's really challenging, the dating world. And she used to really praise me. She used to really, really be all over me and all, like, really compliment me. And guys, after a while, you don't know what you have. You forget who you have. You forget. You take advantage. You take
Take it
someone
for
for
granted,
granted.
yeah.
Yeah, like oh my god, I wasn't thinking what I have. All right, so here it gets worse, guys. So would you date someone with mental problems, like mental issues?
Absolutely not.
No,
Absolutely
but why
not.
not? Like they have
I'll tell you what.
they have feelings too.
I'm sure I'm not saying they
Their
don't have feelings.
They need to deserve
No,
a chance.
no, no. I had met this guy back when I was in the Bay Area, and he was nice. Everything was fine. When I went to his bathroom, I opened up the cabinet. I saw a bunch of pill boxes.
See, stupid ass. Why would you put it there?
I don't know, but the thing is,
I know it's
mean,
called medicine cabinet, but
look, almost every
mine is lube and colognes.
dumbass.
Go ahead.
Almost every adult has some level of depression and anxiety, and you can argue with me on that. But if you look up the statistics, that's a typical thing. You can't go and talk to a therapist and have it even covered by your insurance if they don't give you symptoms. So it's a basic thing. Every single person that has a job, that works for someone, has anxiety because they could get fired. Anyone that doesn't have savings, anyone that's single is
But
depressed.
anxiety is different than like legit mental problem where you take in
Yeah,
medication.
that's what I'm saying. I'm saying like those two things I get it. But someone that's bipolar, has extreme PTSD, stuff like narcolepsy, these kind of things, you need to tell people. You have to be open. It's like an STD. You have to tell people. And also, there's people that are alcoholics and they hide that, which is what happened to me. I married an alcoholic. I did not know what an alcoholic was. I was never exposed to an alcoholic in my life.
But if someone says, "Look, I'm taking my medication as long as I don't get off my meds, I do my therapy once a week, whether it's through Zoom or not," why not? Why not give someone like that a chance?
The reason is because they'll never act 100%. You'll always know that they're off and they will do and say things and you can't fight them. You can't argue, and it's not a leveled playing field. because there are going to be days that they won't be on their medication, and then you'll see their true face. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes people
That
think,
happened to one of your friends. We're not gonna mention her name.
yeah, and also not just that, like some people think that they're fine, they're doing great, they're like, I don't need this medication. They start playing around with the dosage. Ooh, maybe if I take less, I'll lose weight, or some stupid stuff. It's never a level playing field. Now I commend all these people that are taking their mental health in their hands and getting better. It's always good. Recovering addicts, that's another topic, That's all fine and dandy. I personally, you're asking me? No. I was married to an alcoholic and I put up with so much shit. I don't need that in my life.
And he never quit drinking.
No, he probably still drinks. I don't know.
Yeah, he
His
never
problem,
quit
not
drinking.
mine. The point is, the bottom line is this. I personally wouldn't. I wouldn't date anyone with mental issues because that will come out. Extreme. I'm not talking about like anxiety or depression. I'm talking about major stuff. Because you're not always going to have your medication. You don't know what to expect. And also abusers, most of them relapse. Most do. I've seen it happen. I've seen it. No one's perfect. It's just like me. I'll go on a diet. I'll lose all this weight, and then boom, I relapse.
Yeah.
Food is also an addiction.
So
Yeah.
here's something, guys, something to think about. So someone has mental issues, is something so minor will set them off. It was so minor that it will make you go, whoa, like real over this you going
Yeah.
off? Like either they'll yell at you, or they'll like lose their temper, or they'll block you, or they'll ghost you. Something very minor. It's very minor. And usually a mental problem is in the family. Look at the dad or the mom. Usually it's rarely out of nowhere. It's
Exactly.
really,
And people don't talk about these things,
yeah.
especially in various immigrant communities. It's taboo. They don't talk about it, and you don't know. I would have liked to have known that my future husband had drinking issues. Everybody knew. No one told me. I could
Because
have made my own decision.
they thought that marriage will fix it.
No, it doesn't.
They thought like it's okay once he has kids, wife, he'll get his shit together.
Yeah, right. That doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. So, like I said, I commend people for taking control of their addictions and their mental health. I won't do it. And I don't believe that everyone here is crazy. Everyone has mental issues. That's not true.
See, the thing is, guys, when you look on dating sites, and whether it's Bumble or Facebook dating, whatever, I look at these pictures and I'm kind of an empath. I can see people
You can tell when
think,
someone's
yeah,
sad.
yeah, through their eyes. I can tell, like when someone's sad, and it's kind of really heartbreaking because they're like beautifully broken souls. Like I can see through them. Like it's a nice vase. You see it's really nice, and then you look really close, it's cracked.
Yep.
So I look at a lot of Sophie's pictures with me, and when she was by herself, I noticed like I could see through her inside her, like her soul. She was like a depressed. So then, she would, in the morning when I would get ready and she would say, oh, can you get me my medication? She said she has extreme PTSD. She said she was raped when she was a little girl. And it's like, man, extreme PTSD. It's like, wow. So what do I do? You feel like you want to rescue a girl like that. You want to be their savior. And then she was like, okay, I have thyroid medication, I have PTSD, ADHD, narcolepsy is another thing that, you fall asleep everywhere. I swear to you, I'm not making any of these things up. And then there was one Latuda, so I never looked these up. So I'm looking at Latuda medication, and it's for bipolar, guys.
Yep.
For bipolar.
That's no joke right there. What else do you need?
I was like, oh my God, this totally made sense. This girl's bipolar. Oh my God, so there's nothing wrong with that, guys, if you're taking medication, but then it's kind of like a car, okay? I hate to compare people to cars. You get a salvage car. You make it as beautiful as possible. It's a salvage. You make it really nice. It runs, but it's salvage. It will fuck up on you. It will fall apart. It will break down.
The inside is messed up.
Exactly.
Yep.
The inside is messed up.
Good analogy there.
So then when you say these things to women, like, oh, what, you're a psychiatrist, you're a doctor now, you're going to psychoanalyze me? It's like, no, again, you don't need to be a mechanic to know this car doesn't drive right. There's something off about this girl. So I knew like she would have up and down. So we broke up. We broke up and got back together like a few times. And then one time when we broke up, I was just thinking about stuff, and I looked up Latuda and I texted her like, "Man, this made sense." So she would play Candy Crush, guys, for hours, and that's what they do is they calm themselves down. Even when we're watching a movie on Netflix, she would watch maybe 70%. She would watch maybe 40% of the movie. 60% she would play Candy Crush. It was
Crazy.
driving me nuts. I would say, "Can you put that down? Watch the movie with me." She couldn't. She couldn't. She was like she had to calm herself down. So she, of course, I confronted her about that. Like, no, no, I don't have bipolar. They just prescribed that to me as a off label. Guys, they don't do that. So listen to how that sounds like. Okay, let's just let's just play with this. Like, okay, well, you sound very extreme. Your case is very extreme. Her psychiatrist, like we're gonna prescribe you Latuda. No, no, but I'm not bipolar. No, it's okay. We know, but I'm not bipolar. Well, you sure act like it.
Oh my God, right.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
here's bipolar medication. Take this and shut up. So what I mean by that, guys, is I knew all these things. This is what you were talking about, all the red flags.
Yeah. You
And
saw them.
I was like, man, it's okay. It's okay. I love this girl. I was really loyal, guys. I was loyal. I was committed. I wanted to see where it goes. But this is what I mean. If someone is on medication, guys, know what you're getting into. That's all.
Yeah.
Know what you're getting into.
It's just not an even playing field. And then the worst part of all of this is that Zeddicus would say, well, logically, she should do this. Now, I kept telling him, don't expect this person to be logical.
I
The
know.
brain, they're missing that facility. They just have to be.
Yeah, and she.
Sorry, not facility. They're missing that faculty
Yeah,
in their brain.
faculty.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
not
was gonna say.
facility. Sorry, it's
I was
late.
gonna say facility. She wanted a house.
Yeah, buy me a house. Buy me a house.
Yeah, yeah, I know. We're both renting, buy me a house. That's why I was laughing. Facility, yeah. All right, so let me tell you what happened, guys, at the end that, I've had enough of it, like enough already. So it was her birthday, right? And I got her like $400 worth of gifts, it was a bunch of stuff, that came to $400. She invites like at least 12 people. And she's like, you know what? I'm gonna have people like bring $50, and I said, why do you do that? Like that's not nice. Well, I because they made drink, and I said, Sophie, if you're gonna do this, you don't just do a potluck, like either at the park, at your place. Don't do this. It's not nice. Well, last year, my ex, did that, and he paid for everyone. You don't want to do that. It's okay, but I'm gonna ask. I was like, oh wow, guys, I'm not cheap. Okay, I'm not cheap. I've been paying for everything. I would take her for her birthday, but why pay for like 12 more people I don't even know? Do you know? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know.
I just met these guys. I
Well,
haven't.
don't you think it's weird that basically she's throwing herself a birthday party
And asked everyone to pay for it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's like ridiculous.
I
Like,
never
don't
heard
do
that.
it. I would be so embarrassed. I would hide my face in shame.
Yeah. So check this out, guys. So I go there, of course, and I give her her gift, and then she's like, yeah, Amir was her ex's name. He paid for everything, and then there was a friend of hers there. We're gonna call him Andy. Andy heard this, and he became a good friend with good friend of mine. When Sophie was looking away, he looked at me. He's like, Amir didn't pay for her birthday at all. He was actually asking around, what are you gonna sell
Oh my
her? You gonna
God,
Venmo? So
yeah.
she got caught.
Exactly, because she's always lying. All the things he would tell me that she would say, I'm like, that's bullshit. That's it. Just she cannot be that lucky because she's not all that.
Yeah,
Trust
she
me,
would say,
far
"Oh, he
from
did
it.
this, he did this. I didn't have to have sex with him. I didn't have to suck him. That either. That too."
Yeah, they just pay you for the pleasure of your company, please.
Yeah, she said her last boyfriend wasn't even in the state. She flew to him, and he paid for everything. So overestimating herself. So the second date, guys, I was talking about Shell gas. I said Shell gas station, the V Power is really good gas. You'll see the car drives faster, and even though it's expensive, the gas will last you longer. So on the second date, guys, she pulled over, and I knew I may do this. Like, what did I do? So she looks at me like, you don't mind, putting that, treat me with it. It's like, oh, okay. Like it came to almost $100. I filled up her tank. On the second date, it's like, yeah, I like
You
that.
you walked right into that one. You should have
Guys,
just been
so
quiet.
she had narcolepsy. She one time said, "Oh, I forgot my medication." I drove 90 minutes each way to take a pill for her, and she was so impressed by that. She really appreciated it, like, "Oh my God, no one ever done that." So that's the dumb fuck, right? Some people call me dumb fuck. Some people say, "Oh, that's so sweet of you. You really cared for her." I really tried. So back to the birthday. Back to the birthday. So she throws the birthday party, and at the end she's like, "Oh my God, I forgot about the tip. Can you guys pay $30 more, $35 more, $85 per person?" And I looked at her, I was like, "Oh my God," I was like so all embarrassed. Then she turns and looks at me like, "Yeah, and how you gonna pay me?" Guys, I lost it there. I could not believe it. My jaw dropped. I just like, man, I'm not gonna make a scene here. Like, this bitch has no shame, no
Nope.
shame.
No
Like,
shame.
you charging your man, your boyfriend too. You putting me on the same category. It's not like she was broke. She paid
And you brought her presents
present,
too.
for her, and I
And
didn't
you paid
drink.
the $50.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and the week before she paid like $1,400 for her face filler. So it's not like she was
Oh
broke
no, she
anything.
had money. Oh yeah.
Yeah, she wanted me to pay for that too. And I looked at her, I was like, wow, Sophie, you want me to pay too? Like, imagine if I asked you. Actually, I didn't. I didn't say that. I didn't say nothing. I was just like shaking my head. I was like, wow. So I paid it. And then I just totally could not do it no more. And I texted her. I said, "Do you think it's fair to charge me? Like, what kind of love and devotion you have for me when you did that? Like, it shows your character, what kind of person you are. Like, really charging me too? Like, you totally embarrassed me in front of everyone. You put me on the same category." Guys, she totally ghosted me after that. She didn't say nothing. She just blocked me. She like, "How dare you?" It was all about her, the whole relationship. She just told you, it's like, "I've taken care of everything so far. I've paid for everything. I've taken you places. I've actually paid for massages, couple massages. I bought you. I have nothing of hers in my apartment. Nothing. Nothing. Like, okay, this cup is from Sophie. Nothing." So after that, guys, she totally blocked me, and it's been almost 5 6 months, nothing. So all this time, when she knows, like, if I want something back from her, like, fuck you, that's not gonna how it's gonna work out. She totally blocked me, and she did a total 180 on me.
Yep.
So here's what I mean, guys. If you guys think about it, you may say, well, you should have known better. You seen the sign. She seemed like a gold digger. I know, but when you love and care for someone, you're like, but there's always a breaking point. She knew my trigger thing. She knew I had triggers from my ex. Krina was like that. And she really, really threw everything away over $1,300, the mother of my kids. And my kids are still not talking to me. So they're loving and loyal to their mom. Fuck you forever to me and my family. So what I'm saying is Sophie knew this and she still didn't care. She just totally made it all about the money. All right, so let's talk about what is it you want to talk about? You mentioned something, I forgot.
Oh what? I have so many things to
What do
talk
you want
about.
to talk about? I'm done.
Well, we should wrap up, but let's quickly talk about, do we want to talk about what men and women bring to the table, or is that a long
No, no,
discussion?
let's talk about it because a lot of times, whenever you ask a woman what you bring to the table, they kind of get mad. And I'll be honest with you, you guys don't always answer it that good. How would you answer that? Like
Okay.
you said, "I bring myself to the table,
Yeah.
motherfucker, and I'll bring
Yeah.
myself and the table."
Yeah, so here's the thing. Here's the thing. It's a very, very, and we talked about this.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. So this is a very low class thing to ask a woman. Just by asking her that, it shows a bunch of things. It shows number one, you don't value her. You don't see her value. Number two, you need something. You are lacking because you're asking her. It's like you're cooking dinner for her and you're asking her what she's gonna bring.
No,
You know.
so check this out. I think ultimately you guys bring sex. The main thing is sex because we can get our own dinner. We can pay for our own dinner, right? We can go take our like we can. It's better than our hand, right? It's better than
Okay,
like going to escort,
I
right?
see what you're saying.
Because a lot of times women say that, but ultimately it goes to sex. Because we can get friendship, we can get company from our friends, right?
You can pay for sex,
Yeah, you're
but
right.
a real woman in her feminine energy can give you something that money cannot buy.
Yeah, but I get it. I totally agree with you. But what I'm saying is, I think unless you live with someone, so say if you live with someone and you split the bills, right? You split the bill and it's 50-50. That one you can say this woman brought something. But when you guys say I bring myself to the table, it's mainly sex. Don't get mad.
It's not sex. It's not sex. If you first of all, like I said, never ask
What
a
I'm saying
woman
is,
that.
what I'm saying is, we can get everything else but the sex, and so
No, there's more.
98% of the reason is sex.
You can also pay someone for sex. What a real woman in her feminine energy brings to the table is she brings herself. She looks good next to you, makes you look good, and also she will love you and nurture you, and she
But
will help you to be a better version of
But see,
yourself.
see,
Money can't buy
I
that.
hate to bring up Sophie again, but Sophie was saying all this bullshit too. She was saying, "Oh, I cook for you." She never cooked for me, guys. I cook for
That's
you. I take
different.
care.
That's nothing to do with
She.
what I said.
No, I know, but she would say that like I care for you, I cook for you,
Nope.
and she never cooked for me,
She
guys.
never
She
did.
she cooked, and she happened to invite me. Cooking for me is like you buy the thing from me, you come to my place and you
Hmm.
cook, and you don't bring nothing home. You don't take nothing to your daughter. That's cooking for
Yeah,
me, right?
exactly. Exactly. So
I know what I'm saying is you saying that, and a lot of men, the reason they get mad is because they can get all those things. But just say that. What's wrong with saying yeah, sex? Because Sophie never did. Like one time she said, "Well, you think sex is free?
the
Sex
way
is
she
free."
said it was rude, but I don't
No, no.
believe.
The way she said it sounds like you're an escort.
Yeah.
Because escorts is not free either. So you think sex is free? One time we were arguing. She's like, "You think sex is free?" Because I was saying like, "Can you pay for this dinner?" And she said, "Oh my God, you think sex is free?" So I wanted to say, so in order for me to get sex, I have to pay for this dinner.
Well, that's what you guys call, what is that? Pay to play.
I guess,
But again,
yeah.
you're missing the point, Zeddicus. What we bring to the table is so much more valuable, and money can't buy. True love, devotion, loyalty, and the man also brings that.
Yeah, I was
The
gonna
man
say that.
also brings that, but the woman will nurture the man and help him to be successful because he knows he has this woman in his life. He wants to take care of her, he wants to impress her. She helps him become a better man. Most men are too stupid to even realize this. Never ask a woman what she brings to the table. If you need something, you're lacking something, don't go out with her. Find a stupid bitch that will bring you something to the
No,
table
no,
for
it's not
you.
a bad question because
I
you
think
kind
it's a
of
bad
no, you
question.
you kind of ask like what the woman how they will handle
We don't
this.
need to justify ourselves.
No, no, I know, but it's good question. It's good question because you always judge us based on our status, So
But
there's a
man,
joke like this guy is so nice. I hope he's rich. This guy is so
well, the
nice.
thing is,
I really hope he has money.
the
That's how
bottom
you
line,
guys think.
the bottom line is this. The bottom line is this. Your value as a woman is to make the guy next to you look good. That's it. You have to be that pretty. Nobody cares if you're stupid. I bring so much to the
I know,
table.
but you're right. But it goes both ways, right? So Sophie herself said that like nobody else that she dated was as handsome as I was. Like wow, like second date I was talking, and she cut me off like you're so handsome. Like oh, it's like thank you. So and I saw her exes like oh my god, these guys didn't look good
Yeah,
next to her.
because she's a
Yeah,
gold digger. She's not looking at their looks. She's looking at their
exactly,
wallets.
exactly. Yeah.
There are a few women like
Now, do you
myself.
see why we asked that? We want to make sure you're not gold digger.
You know when someone's a gold digger. You don't even have to
But
ask them.
sometimes that's all we gotta ask. Like
If
how
you're
does the
doubting what the woman brings to the table, break it off. Break it off completely. Because, look, I can tell you what I bring to the table. All the things, all the positive things about me, nobody cares about. That I have a great job, that I have a master's
I know,
degree,
but see, none of that. No offense, doesn't help the guy at all.
Exactly. That's why I'm saying nobody cares about these
No,
things.
no, we care. We care. No,
Yeah.
no, I care. I'd rather have someone who's educated, who has master's degree, who has their own home, their own job, than not. But it's not important. It doesn't mean shit. Doesn't mean shit. So if you make 200,000 a year, I don't get that much of it. I don't. I'll be lucky if you take me out once in a blue
Exactly.
moon.
But what you guys fail to see is as the relationship progresses and you two move in together or get
But see,
married.
that's it. If that it goes to that, if it goes that far, like with Sophie, that was my goal. I wanted her to be my. She used me as a fuck partner. I thought it would be life partner. No, it was just like ATM.
Well,
Yeah,
also
I was sex slave and slave.
you knew from the get-go that this person was not there altogether, and you can't consider a serious relationship with
I
someone
know,
that's
but
not
see,
there.
emotions, guys, are like 30 times stronger than logic. Have you noticed that there's a saying that love is blind? I wanted to give it a try. I wanted to be there for her. I wanted, I was patient. I thought, like, she kept getting worse. I've noticed people don't change. In fact, they get worse.
Yeah, they do.
People are getting worse. They get meaner. They get lazier. They get fatter.
Not
they
all the
fall.
time.
They fall off the wagon. They start drinking again. They start
Yeah.
doing drugs
Well,
again.
it's part of the cycle of life. It's part of the cycle of life, and these are the things that happen.
But
So,
what I cut you off.
yeah.
So
So what
what
I'm
you were
saying
saying
is,
about moving in
yeah,
together.
once you guys are together, it does become our money. There's some women that are like, no, bitch, that's my money. You're not touching it. But if, let's say, for example, you have your money, your man makes 3 times more than you do. But let's say you guys are engaged or you're married or you're just living together and he loses his job or he has to sacrifice something and not get paid for a few months in order to do
I know,
something
but it
different.
never goes to that these days.
Yes, it
See that
does.
no, the only way that would happen is Anastasia, if you move in together and you raise kids, people don't move in no more with each other.
Yeah,
They
they do.
don't. They don't.
Maybe not here in
They don't.
LA,
Just
but
just
they.
look around. Just think about it. Who was last one that moved in with someone that they didn't have kids with? So if they had kids, yeah, they were living under one roof. They had kids together. They had to split
Well,
the
my
bills.
friend in Orange County, whose name I'm not going to mention,
Yeah,
it
I know. And
didn't.
how long her relationships were
That
last?
that was mostly his fault. He was
It's
again.
always their guy's
No,
fault,
no, no,
never
no, no,
hers.
no. She's not perfect, but the man was an addict that relapsed many,
Remember,
many,
there's a
many
side to every
times.
story, guys.
Well, that
Yeah,
fact of the
yeah.
matter is, I don't care what she did. He relapsed and made her life miserable. So I'm not going to be on his side because I know what that's like. So that's the end of that
But see,
conversation.
do you see what I'm saying, right? So if you move in together with someone, I get it. That this like that was Sophie always saying, like, you make more than me, that's what you should pay. And I said, one dinner that you pay is equivalent to
Yeah.
100 I pay. She was like, there's a saying that she has short arms, and you know why that is, guys? She grew up poor,
Yeah.
9 kids in a family. Her mom looked like a housewife. I don't know if she even finished high school. Her dad was always working. The dad provided; they were a good provider. But when you're broke, you grow up poor. You always are
Yeah.
stingy like that.
Yeah.
It's sad. It's fucked up. But they count every penny. So she, like Krina, broke up the thing like a beautiful thing. I think over money. So that just she's sitting on the couch now playing Candy Crush, vaping. She's going on different dates. She will never find another one like me. It's impossible. It's impossible. I was too good for her. I'm not perfect. It's impossible that she'll find who would do all these things I did, guys. None of these are made up. None of them are
It's true.
exaggerated.
And
I was the
yeah.
dumb fuck.
Yeah. The sad thing is that all these things he did for her, at the end, none of that mattered. All she
Yeah.
cared about was money. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Like if a guy drove an hour and a half to give me my pills, I would always remember that. There are things out there that are more important than money.
So much. And this is what I mean when you see what you bring to the table, all those things are appreciated. Love, devotion, friendship, like back rub, cooking, like you cry with someone, you laugh with someone, you make someone their day, you keep him company. All that, of course, matters, sometimes more than sex. But what I'm telling you is, if you really, really think about it, when men ask that, they kind of challenge you, they test you. But the best way to answer, like, unless we live together, is different. I don't know what else to tell you. Because I'm trying to put myself in your shoes. How would I answer that if
I
a
would
guy
just
asked me that?
first of all, I
if I
would
was
be
the woman, right?
I would be offended, and if if a guy asked me that, I would be offended, and I wouldn't know what to answer. But maybe I would just look at him and say, what do you need? You need me to bring something to the table?
Yeah.
Do you want me to bring the tablecloth? A lot of people say, I'll bring another man who'll pay for everything and make you look stupid. I don't care, man. I'll die on this hill, but I don't want to be asked that question. That's so
But they will
stupid.
ask you that. They will ask you
They
that.
can
It's
go
like,
fuck
I know,
themselves.
they'll ask you that in person, to messenger, to text, before meeting. They
I
will.
don't
That's
need to
like a.
justify. This reminds me, there was a guy that I had met a couple of years ago here in LA, and he insisted that before we go to any relationship or anything, he wanted to make sure that I was a passionate person, and he wanted me to have
Sexual, right?
sexual,
Yeah.
yeah.
Prove it to me you're
Prove it.
sexual.
Yeah, prove it to me. I told him I
Can you
was.
deep throat or not?
Shut up. We didn't get
Come
to
on.
that. No, but he wanted to make sure. He goes, "Oh, trust me, I don't want to. I'm such a good boyfriend, and I treat my girlfriends so well, and I
Prove
buy
it to
them
me you're
stuff.
sexual.
But I need you to prove it to me." And
That
I'm
that
like,
dude's slick.
and I looked at him. I said, "You're crazy. This is backwards. You know what is this? Try before you buy. Why? What
Yeah.
am I gaining here? You know, like I don't need to prove myself." And I said, "I'm not going to do it." And he got
And
mad.
that's another thing. In bed, guys, with Sophie, I was the one pleasing her more. There's a saying, like, nice guys finish last. I made sure she's pleased and all that. And she loved that, but again, at the end, didn't matter. You're not that special.
Nope, none of us
Yeah.
are that special.
Money makes more difference.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
Yeah. Don't you dare. All right. So as I suspected, this would be our longest
Yeah.
episode, and you didn't believe me.
Yep. No,
Yeah.
you're right.
I
You're
said
right.
there will be no room for poor doggies. It's okay because dog trainers love it doggy style.
Yep. Okay, guys. Thanks for listening. We appreciate your support. Please share this podcast with anyone that you think would benefit from it. The more the merrier. Sharing is caring, and we will
Yeah,
talk to
we
you
appreciate
soon.
you listening, guys, and we've got a really really good comments. Good. So keep them coming. I love it.
Yeah.
From friends, relatives. I love it. Thank you for listening. See you guys next week.